Hello, my name is Sal Rosenberg. I can't see so good from the Empire State Building. Can I take my shoes so I have them? Hey guys, this is Joeteck here, and today we're going to review Kingso, Kingso, fence solo light. Now, I purchased these because this was actually a 6-light kit, which was nice. So we have six lights. They're identical to the other ones that I reviewed. Do you remember the Litoms? These are black. I happened to get the white ones just because I wanted something different. But in terms of the technology, they're identical. They do the same thing. These have, not like it really matters because they're inside the light, but these have surface mount LEDs, and these do not. These have the traditional LED lights that you normally see on pretty much. They're not surface mount devices. I'll take pictures and you can see it, though the picture will be right here. But the differences between, I know a lot of people were asking for sizes. The Litoms are 3.5 inches wide, and the Kingso are just about 4 inches long. So in terms of sizes, you can see that the white one is slightly bigger than the black one, but they do the same thing. The Litoms have more of a white light to them, like 6,000 Kelvin, I guess light color, I should say. And the Kingso have more of a yellow tinge to it, so it's around 2,700 to 3,000 Kelvin. So that is the light output. Let me see if I can point it towards the camera so you could see. But I'll shut the lights off later and I'll explain. These all operate on a AA battery, rechargeable 1.2 volt nickel metal hydride battery. As you can see, the traditional LED lights that are here. Again, if it doesn't detect voltage, then the lights come on. These come with a 1,000 milliamp battery. Not sure how accurate that is in terms of the capacity, but these are 1,000. The Litoms that I reviewed earlier they only have 600. But what I want to show you is that they're wider, as you can see. These are the Litoms, but we're not reviewing the Litoms. I already did them, but I'm just using them as a comparison. And then the other one. You can see that. I mean, when you're outside, you can clearly see the difference. These are more of a yellow tinge to them, which is more of a natural light, which is what most of us are used to, the yellowish tinge, the 2,700 Kelvin, 3,000 Kelvin range. I happen to like that type of light better. It's more natural. You know, you don't have like white light all over your property, which is fine for spotlights and LED motion lights and stuff like that. But for something that stays on all the time, you want something that doesn't look like a street light lighting up your property. I mean, for ambiance, to make it look pretty. So I happen to like these, but all of them, there's a lot of negative reviews on all these products. It could be the Litoms, it could be the Kingso. It doesn't really matter. People go, oh, they don't last that long, and they're dead already. What you need to do is that you need to charge these lights prior to use. Simple. Get yourself a charger, charge these things up, stick them in the lights, and then mount them. Mount them, charge them, set them up during the day, so then they have a time to trickle charge a little bit further, and then at nighttime, when nighttime comes, they'll be able to last throughout the night, and then when daytime comes, they can recharge, and you'll have a constant flow, because these batteries, I believe, they come dead or close to it. So you're going to set them up, install them, and they're going to be dead. And you're going to go, why are they off in the middle of the night? Because the batteries are not fully charged. So that is a common negative review on these lights. All of anything that's solar powered, any light that is solar powered is a common negative feedback that they're broken, they don't last that long, and you're putting blame on the hardware, which really, in fact, is the battery that needs to be charged fully prior to use. So that's what I did. So I already did a test, and I found that I mean, because I too I was like, oh my god, these are pieces of junk. I can't believe I bought these. I mean, these things. I mean, that's what I thought. And then I said, you know what? Let me pre-charge these batteries first, and then let me see how they work out. And I set it up like a couple nights ago. I flipped it over like this. I did it like 11:30 at night. Fully charged the battery prior. Then I flipped it over at 11:30 at night. Came down at 9 o'clock in the morning because I'm simulating nighttime by flipping it over. So obviously we're in a lighted room. If I tilt it, the light will go out. So the solar panel is detecting light. So I had it like this, all from 11:30 in the evening until 9 o'clock in the morning when it came down, and this thing was still cranking. As soon as it starts to get light out, these things turn off. So they're probably a good amount of time, and they were running perfectly fine. So I like these better than the Litoms. This is just my personal preference, only because these are white, like 5,000, 6,000 Kelvin, and these are more of a 2,700 Kelvin, and this looks prettier than these. These look like, I mean, they're bright. They're both bright. They both light up what they need to light up and everything, which is what the whole point of you purchasing them is that I happen to like the light color on these better than these. So before we get into any further detail of this, let's shut the lights off and let's show you what these things can do. Okay, now you obviously can clearly see the color difference from the Litom, which is white, and the ones that I happen to like more than this one. Granted, you know what? Let's make it fair. Let's put one. And what's really nice about these, they do have switches on the inside, which I'll show. So you can simply shut off the light if you don't want to use it, which is what I just did. You can't see me, but I simply took it off. So this is the Kingso, and this is the Litom. And you can clearly see the difference between the two in terms of color. This is a white light, and this is a yellow light. Let me take the plastic covers off so you can see them straight away. So you think that the cover may be doing the changing of the color, which is not. So you can clearly see the difference between the two. And again, I like this one better than this one. And believe it or not, this looks brighter than this one, which is silly. It doesn't make any sense. But it is a white. Like I said, you can't really, remember what I told you in the past, that you can't shine lights directly into the camera. You're not going to get a good understanding of the light. So here, I'll just do this. So you can kind of see how much light output this thing can do. I'll just try to use it as a flashlight. Yeah, let me move this out of the way. So this one is all by itself. So I'm just moving it along the table here. I'll shine it on me a little bit. So normally the light would be like probably on the fence here, like this, shining down, lighting stuff up. That's the whole point of it. And when you have a whole bunch of these, it tends to work out a little bit better, not just one. Let me put the plastic cover back on. So I would do the same thing with that. I mean, granted, I have both sets. I will be using both. So this is the other one. This is the other one here. So I'll put it here so you can kind of see. Granted, it looks like it is brighter, but believe it or not, I don't think it is. It's all based on how I'm pointing it against the side here. So this is more of a floodlight, I guess. It's lighting up the area. You kind of can see. I mean, you can see right above the view of the camera area here, so you can kind of see. And I'll get rid of this one, and I'll go back to this one. And they both work. They're both very, very useful lights. Especially, you have to remember, when you get used to the lighting, how dark something is or how bright something is, eventually your eyes will get used to the light, the amount of light that's there, and then it'll be bright or dark. But as you can see, I like both of them. I like this one the best. Let's turn the lights back on. Now I was just using the Litoms as a like a comparison. There's 4 in this kit. It's like $24 for 4 of these. 6 kit is $27.99. And the 10 kit, there's 10 of these lights for $31.99. 10 of these for $31.99. And then for 6 of them, $27.99. Now, I didn't need 10. I needed 6. So, I mean, granted, it is a better value if you bought 10, which makes sense. But I did not need them. So, let's see. Let me get some more measurements for a lot of people asking what the measurements were. Top to bottom, it's 2 3/4 from top to bottom. The width is just about 4 inches, and the depth is just over 2 inches. So that's for the Kingso fence light, which I happen to like the best. Okay, now on the inside of this, the Kingso and the Litom are identical in terms of, opposed to the SMD LED lighting, the surface mount device lighting, they're identical. In other words, they still have the same IC chip that drives the LEDs. They have an on-off switch. They still have the same inductor. In terms of the positioning of the components, that's the only difference, but they're essentially the same thing, just different chassis. So inside there is a on-off switch, which is nice. So you could turn it on or off based on, like, so if you don't want them running and you want to store them, you can shut them off so the batteries don't die, and then bring them back out again if you wanted to. You know, that's a nice feature. They both have on-off switches. This happens to be a push button. This happens to be a slide. This one has 600 milliamp batteries. This one has 1,000 milliamp. Well, that's what it says on the battery itself. Who knows if that's really true or not? But nonetheless, you can change them and replace them for any size battery you wish. If you want to use a 2,600 milliamp battery, you want to buy a Duracell and throw Duracells in all these, that'll be perfectly fine. Just charge them prior to use. You'll be much happier. These things will last forever. They do the blame game of malfunctioning hardware, where it's really the battery that's at fault. So anyway, does Joeteck recommend these lights? Absolutely. I recommend them 100%. They're great lights. They do what they're supposed to do, and it's perfect. All right. If you like this video, thumbs up. If you don't like this video, thumbs down. And take care, guys. Have a great day. I can't see so good from the Empire State Building.